What's happening, fam? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to Limitless Crypto. My name is Lorenzo Corrado. I'm your host for today. Another day, another session. Let's get it going. Hope you guys are all doing well here. It's absolutely fantastic to host you on this beautiful, what day is it today? Tuesday. Man, time flies. All right. A lot of things to discuss here. Looking forward to talk about the Bitcoin price with you guys. Of course, we have been consolidating mainly here, but the altcoins have been actually doing quite astonishing, if you ask me, right here today. Okay, so what does it mean here? Does it mean that Bitcoin is going to come down and bring the altcoins with it, or are these potential amazing buying opportunities that we can look at in a matter of seconds here? We're going to talk about it. I have my own bias. Okay, talking about the overall market, the altcoins, and everything that we're seeing here is specifically. And the most interesting part is that we are looking at a very interesting transition right now, especially when understanding the correlation between Bitcoin and altcoins right here. Absolute pleasure. Let's see what we have here in the chat. Let's give it a little shout out here to the guys here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, you guys are here, from the beginning, every single stream, crushing it. It's a beautiful journey, and we're gonna have an amazing journey ahead of us here. So keep it up, guys. I'm very proud of you. Billy Joe, thank you, man, for being here. Nabosha, amazing to have you here as well. The crypto noob. I saw your channel, my friend. I actually quite enjoyed it for the first time yesterday. Gavin showed me your channel, so we had some fun. Was nice to see here. So amazing that you're here, my man. Marton, great to hear you. Have you two here. Congratulations. Igor, my man, my friend, Crypto Momo is in the building as well here. Let's go, Crypto Momo. Shout out to you, my friend. Check out this channel. Euros, G, Maria, G, Cosmos, G, Ant, G, and Vicky. Vicky, nice to see you too. Okay, as you guys can see here, altcoins have been absolutely going up tremendously here. Not all of them, but at least a couple of them that were, exploding today significantly due to the fact that Bitcoin is consolidating. And this is usually a good thing. Okay, when Bitcoin is consolidating, usually this attracts, it creates more stability, and therefore it's much more appealing to look at the altcoins in that manner as well, because you have to look for your setups somewhere. Okay, and if Bitcoin is not moving, then you have to look elsewhere. In this case here, we have been coming down slightly during the New York Stock Exchange open up here. We saw a little small crash here. I think there was some fear in the market in the very, very short term, but look how quickly we eventually come up, directly getting bought up again, while we actually just pretty much took out the previous lows here. We came back towards the zone and we immediately bounced from it. So nothing to worry about whatsoever. My understanding of what I see here is that still, I really believe, for now at least, until I get proven otherwise, that Bitcoin is still gonna make at least one more push to the upside right here. Like we talked about yesterday, like practically nothing has changed here. I still want to see that major push towards the 44.6k rough, followed by some sort of rejection, looking for potential lower targets here. Okay, same thing for the Tether dominance as well. This is just just holding on here. This is not bullish for the Tether dominance. This is not bearish for the market whatsoever, in my opinion. We came up, we immediately getting pushed down here, same as what happened here. We got rejected, of course, at these highs here a couple days ago. We tried to push up yesterday. We know that yesterday we came down, but we're trying to hold on here. We're trying to hold above the 5.75% right now. And in my opinion, once this gets broken, we're going to see a big expansion for Bitcoin to the upside. I still think so. Everyone is extremely bearish. Everyone is overly bearish right now as well here. But people tend to forget that we dropped 15%, okay, without a single move to the upside here. And based upon this consolidation, even if we're going to make a move to the downside, like a serious move to the downside right here, usually what you tend to see is that you first then at least fake out, right? You grab as much liquidity as you can to then immediately flip and reverse further to the downside right here. So, when looking at the liquidity heat map as well, we still have a bunch of orders sitting above here at the 3 daily chart, if you look here clearly, which is sitting around the 43.5k. We know that there is of course the major resistance that we're currently facing. That's this zone right here. We really need to start breaking this zone. And if you start breaking out of this zone, yeah, then we'll find out if it's truly gonna turn into a short-term, you know, retracement and a continuation, or if it's just simply just a rejection point followed by push down here. What does it mean for altcoins? Well, I have some important information here, important data that shows you the difference between the performance of altcoins and Bitcoin. Of course, in our understanding already, we know that the Bitcoin dominance right now is coming down still. Okay, we're trying to hold on here. The weekly candle has opened up bullish. However, we are just at this getting started this week here. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday still going here, and we might be still flipping this this candle, you know, to the downside. I would not be surprised if we actually do so, or we come back towards this area of resistance right now at 51.53%, and then we start to come down here. That's what I would love to see, and the reason why is because I want to see a little bit of lower prices for the altcoins right now, so we can actually start entering these really good positions. The setups that we were looking yesterday, the only one that played out was Link. I didn't take this one. I missed it. I didn't take it. I don't know why I missed out on this trade, unfortunately. The other ones that we talked about here yesterday, unfortunately, never came towards our limit order here as well here. Okay, as we're already starting to push up a little bit right now. But nonetheless, I do think that there is a chance of very good buying opportunities in the very short term based upon some important information. So number one, total one. The total market cap. Clearly, right, in resistance right now at $1.65 trillion. This is the overall market. So everything combined, you can see that we try to break above here. Same as what Bitcoin was doing here. With total one, it's even more clear that this particular, you know, low right here is now a clear rejection point for total one. So we try to break above here. We have a very hard time to do so. But if you look at total three, right, this is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, then you can see that we are still, you know, we still have a long way to go here. And we actually successfully for now retested that initial breakout that we are seeing right now at this particular moment here. So we had that major resistance sitting around, you know, $450 billion. We came all the way up to 470. We broke out towards 530. We are now back at the 466, and we made that pump back to the 500 here. So if we start breaking the $504 billion and we start closing a weekly candle above it, I mean, that's amazing confirmation that could lead into further continuation to the upside right here, reaching potentially $583 billion. Okay, there's another, whatever, $80 billion more in altcoins right here. That's something that I highly recommend to take into consideration, is to see if we can close a weekly candle above the $504 billion for total three. If you look at total one here, you know, being in resistance and total three just being there, you know, there's a lagging time here with these altcoins right now. You can see clearly that if the Tether dominance starts breaking down here, that altcoins are favorable. Why? Because the Bitcoin dominance as well is below that major resistance right now, and the combination of the Bitcoin dominance being below the 51.53%, the Tether dominance potentially breaking down. We call this a, how do we call this pattern again? Bart Simpson pattern or something like that? Something like that. Anyways, we need to break below it for that confirmation here. And I think this is truly going to benefit altcoins more than Bitcoin. Also take into consideration that when talking about the Bitcoin price right here and Grayscale, for example, there is still a significant holding here. I can show you right now what the Grayscale holdings are of Bitcoin, but it's significant. I believe, out of my opinion, it's around 640,000 Bitcoin. Okay, they're by far the largest Bitcoin holders currently. Right here, 619k Bitcoin right there, and there is a significant outflow going from, you know, GBTC into towards, you know, particular the other spot ETFs that are now, you know, approved. So do take that in consideration as well, that when people then, you know, get their BTC out of the Grayscale, that of course has a negative impact on Bitcoin. But we also have to understand that we have never seen a scenario before where that took place here. So where you normally think that, oh, when Bitcoin drops, these altcoins will follow significantly. Yeah, usually that's the case. But do take into consideration that there is a specific reason for it, why this is currently happening right now. Obviously, the technicals are saying the same thing, but it's just something to take consideration that it's, might be a little bit different than usual. Then another indicator before we go into our setups here that I see here is this is what we call the altcoin index. Okay, it's a seasonal index. This chart is fancy, nothing really spectacular here. But what is interesting though is this chart right here. Okay, and this practically shows you that the confirmation of an altcoin season. Of course, we have our own charts and confirmations. The total tree is a massive indication. There is also a chart that's called the total one against the total tree chart that you have to custom make yourself. If you're interested in knowing how to do that, then hit me up on Discord or whatever the case may be. Join our Discord regardless. You should do it regardless anyways. Total tree against total one. Okay, it's a custom chart right here. This is also a confirmation that I'm waiting for a break above this particular level right here. But now coming back to the altcoin season index, the particular interesting part here is that, for example, if 75% here of the top 50 coins performed better than Bitcoin over the last season, the last 90 days, this could be considered as an altcoin season here. Okay, you always have to confirm this, of course, with other metrics and variables here. Do take this with a grain of salt here. But what's interesting about this chart is that every single time when it breaks this line here, this is where these altcoins start to pump every single time, like significantly. Okay, so everything above the 75, we're now finally, after a very long period of time, since September 22, okay, that was like the final squeeze we had, we are back at that current level. So that's interesting to take consideration here. Already outperformed most of them against Bitcoin, but overall, a lot of altcoins here right now are already outperforming Bitcoin at this current moment right here. Okay, so it's an interesting chart to just take in consideration when you look at it, and especially when you're able to combine this, of course, with your other charts in order to get a better understanding. Okay. At the same time, what's interesting to mention here is that the Bitcoin USD longs are right now starting to build up, and the Bitcoin USD shorts are actually coming down here. So price, particularly came down just for a second ago, but in my opinion, this is just a very bullish signal. When you go probably on YouTube right now, you see a lot of guys being extremely bearish. I have to not agree here. I do think that this is only a good thing when looking at, this particular swipe of liquidity. Understanding that right now the BTC USD shorts are coming down, that more people are closing their shorts right now at the moment, as well as more people are starting to open longs, while there still is enough liquidity in the upper echelon of the chart here. Okay, therefore there is still a lot of things to take out, in my opinion. So in my opinion right now, look at what the Tether dominance is doing here. This smells like potential long continuation for altcoins right here at this particular moment. So I've not flipped and changed my buy since yesterday. The only thing that we cannot control here is, of course, the timing in the market. And I think the timing is something that you just have to, you have to just wait and see how things perform, especially when coming down and thinking about the volatility in the market right here. Okay, this is one more chart I would like to show you right now, and I think that's a super crucial chart to look at. This is where you have to pay very close attention to. So, for example, this is what we call the volatility index right here. We have the lows. We have right here, this initial mover. This is practically the weirdest chart that you're probably going to see in crypto land. Okay, so don't get confused by it. It's actually very simple. It's not a traditional chart. It just simply measures the volatility in the market. So see it as your heartbeat, okay? Your heartbeat goes up and down, whatever the case may be. And whenever your heartbeat goes up, there is probably a reason for it, okay? Stress, whatever the case may be. In this case, when we are breaking internal structures, and this is a trick that I've been backtesting for a very long period of time, the 2.6 2% here at this particular moment, or the 2.6, that could indicate an increase in volatility right there. And if you then understand what the Tether dominance is doing, the Bitcoin price is doing, the Bitcoin dominance is doing, and you have an understanding of some setups, you know, you can get into amazing positions right here when understanding when the volatility kicks in. It also helps tremendously with not paying unnecessary fees on futures, sitting in positions for no reason when you don't have to. All right. For example, when Bitcoin is let's say consolidating here, you know, this was all just a waiting game. So you can now try to get in position here, but it could be easily that you then stopped out with this swipe and then price makes that move here. Well, what if you just wait for the Bitcoin volatility index to start breaking above crucial highs here? This could result into a sort of flipping scenario where we break above the 2.6. And if that's the case, then the timing is there and you don't have to be stuck in a position when you don't need to, because you want to be in position when the volatility is there and not when the market is practically dead, which is you know, what we have been seeing you know, over the last day or so. Okay, strong amount of consolidation here. Sometimes a move here and there. You could find some trades on the lower time frame if you're really interested and curious about it. But in my opinion, it's something that you can decide for yourself. If you think it's worth it for yourself to do so, especially if you're a big player in the game here and you pay, you know, you have massive holdings, then obviously you're going to pay a lot of fees. Therefore, you have to be aware of the fact that, you know, the Bitcoin Volatility Index is for the big guys, very important, so that they just truly benefit off of the volatility. Volatility is key. Okay, that's where we find for ourselves, of course, the most opportunities right now. So, with that said, okay, make sure you smash up that like button. I would highly appreciate that here. It's important for the channel to grow. We're a young, fresh channel. We're full of fire. We have a big community already. We have 16,000 members in our Discord here. I got a main channel as well where I trade Forex. However, we are also focusing on crypto a lot right now. And this is where, you know, I started. So it's back to my roots 7 years ago. Okay. Amazing to be back though. It feels like ages ago, but it's always great to be here talking about crypto a little bit, because we also know what the opportunities as well here. And I think for yourself here, make, in my opinion, truly the decision for you yourself right now that this is going to be the moment where you can truly capitalize on enormous influx of potential capital here. And I'm not even talking about the institutional money that's going to come in right now. I'm talking about new hype, all right? Fresh meat, joining the alliance, all right? Putting in their money in the meme coins, in whatever, in dog or poop coins, whatever the case may be. Anyways, that's how it starts here. There are going to be so many opportunities for you this year if you pay attention and if you are committed. So if you are committed, then let me know in the chat here if you're committed. And then I hope to see you tomorrow as well. Same time on this stream here. Now, a couple of setups that I would like to talk about here. Number one, which I was actually interested in, is Rune. Rune right now is already starting to break out here. So we can delete this one right here. We came back towards the point of control. What a surprise, what a surprise. Came back towards it and then tapped into it beautifully. This happened 2 hours ago or so, that we actually came back. Now, what's important here is the following, is this high right here. That's what we need to break, in my opinion. And I think from there, we might see one more significant impulse to the upside for Rune. Rune is setting up very, very nicely. As well as when I zoom out on the 1 hour chart here, the way we have been taking out major lows and major liquidity below this initial zone here, now recovering from it, and I think this could lead into another pump. Now these lows are taken out here, so I'm actually quite bullish right now on Rune, and I'm looking for the continuation of Rune right here as well, depending on how we close this 2 hour candle. So we have 60 minutes left for that candle to close, and then based upon that, we will see how we can continue here. But this starting to look quite nice here. Okay, based upon this particular area of the month here, if you start coming and breaking above here, I might be looking into already a continuation here. Because look at the Tether dominance right now. We are really trying to hold on. In my opinion, guys, this is a matter of time before we're going to make some sort of pullback. And then from there on, we can start thinking about a new leg up for the Tether dominance here. But I'm personally 80% sure that we're going to break down here. But who knows? We're going to see until it actually occurs, of course. We're going to find out in a second here. But yeah, I'm bullish on Rune. I'm also bullish on Harmony 1. This is something that I'm looking at. The way we're building here is interesting. The way we have been building this overall structure as well. And also take consideration that this was already a significant low that caused a beautiful expansion here. That was the top, sitting at around 23 or 2.3 cents. We came down 40%. And when we came down 40% here, we started to, really nicely break above here and give us that confirmation. This is by far one of the most bullish indicators where you drop 40%, number one. Obviously, that's already significant. We're talking about a matter of, let me see here. Sorry for the sound, guys. I think this is roughly, I need to see it right now. Yeah, we're talking, like 3 weeks or something. 40% in 3 weeks. Pretty significant when you're talking about Harmony 1 right here. Okay. It's a pretty decent project overall. Let me see what the market cap of 1 is, just to clarify. Because 40%, let's see what we have here. $220 million. Okay. All right. So decent. Okay. So Harmony 1 here. Of course, we all know that 40% drop is super interesting. We came back towards this low. That was the low that created that W formation, followed by a really solid expansion, a higher low, and now that liquidity building to the upside here. So that liquidity building is key. Because now we're looking for that shift of momentum here. So every step has now been completed. And now we're kind of in the final phase, you could say, of a preparation for our entry model. Okay, for where we now can finally start looking at these specific entries right here. Of course, this was already one of them before when we created this higher high. But or this one right here, this was a fantastic one as well. Very similar to what you see right now, right here. But this is, of course, on a much, larger scale right here. So I really like what I see on the 1 hour chart here. Now, if we look at the 15-minute, the only thing that we need to do right now is we need to start breaking above, you could say, a trend line breakout or whatever. But what I want to see is a break above the 1628, which is, in my opinion, a key level to take consideration due to the fact that this was the last high that created the last low in the market here, that swiped into this low right here, which created that higher highs. This was, by the way, a fantastic entry, a fantastic long opportunity when looking at the market right here. If you look simply at this particular, era of the month here, fantastic. But anyways, for us right now, the higher high is crucial, followed by a pullback towards the 1.6, and that's where I'm going to buy, because this is where then I'm going to put a long position and my stop loss below at 15.63, and then I'm gonna just target the breakout right here, coming back to that range that we're seeing, somewhat sitting around 1.7 cents here. So that's probably gonna be the 8.5% move back towards this range right here, which did not even create a lower low. Do take that into consideration. This range is an interesting range to look at, and of course to take some profits, but it did not create a lower low. It created a higher low. So, this might be not as strong as we think it is. But again, it's always important to take some profits regardless as traders, of course, here. So when we break the high, I'm going to set an alert right here for 1. When we break the high here, we will see how that goes. This is on the 15-minute, and practically all the time frames here are now aligning with the chart here, with the current price action and everything that we're looking for. So gonna be an interesting one here, especially when the Tether dominance gives us that confirmation. It's important to see giving a closure below the 5.72%. That's kind of that level that you really want to break. If you start breaking this level here, you're gonna come down significantly, very, very quickly. That means the market will come up. That means that more people will buy either Bitcoin or altcoins based upon the Bitcoin dominance. I can already assure you that it's going to be much more appealing to get into altcoins right now rather than Bitcoin at this current moment of time here. So Harmony 1, really nice, and this is something that we were, you know, kind of looking at for yesterday's setups that we looked at here, especially when coming back towards, let me see which ones we have here. The ones we put it into our watch list, okay, most of them that we actually put here, that was by expectation that we would come down at least slightly a little bit here. For example, Shiba Inu is still a trade that I'm interested in right now. This trade has not changed. I still want to see that one particular move further to the downside, which gives us a beautiful bounce off the 618 Fibonacci from this low towards this high here, coming back down, coming towards this low that created that expansion, coming to the 929, taking out the previous low as well, which is then the previous, the Friday low. So the previous, let's say, yeah, closure, or let's say the Friday low here, waiting for that push down and then potentially push to the upside here. So then we enter before everyone else does when that trend line breaks out, right? This is where usually everyone else will enter the market. They see a trend line break. The problem with trend line trade setups here is that the probability can be great and you can make money here. But in the end, as traders, we all know that it's about risk to reward. And if the risk to reward gets compromised because you're trying to enter at a breakout here, you know, then right now you have to put your stop loss, let's say, right below it, because your stop loss cannot be there, right? Usually you see still a continuation to the downside, a pullback. The probability is way too low when, you know, these fake outs occur, when they swipe your liquidity, you're baited, and boom, you get stopped out here. That's why I'm not a big fan of trendline breakouts, unless the probability is significant, or unless we break out and we push back down in the range to then look for further continuation up here. So kind of a fake out, stopping people out, and then still going in that direction right here. Okay, so that's the main reason why I look at the previous high and the lows here, and I think that a nice setup from 929, putting your stop loss at 909 could be very good for you and interesting as well here. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to Shiba and see how this one plays out here. ICP, same thing. However, ICP still has a gap to fill of around 8%. I doubt that we will actually see that thing occur here. Okay, Link was the only one where we were like, you know, this looks like a short setup, and that short setup played out here. Didn't take it myself, unfortunately. I don't know why. I guess I was sleeping, something like that. Cannot catch them all here. It didn't place a limit order. So then, next up is Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity here. So Axie right now is something that I really would like to accumulate right now from this particular low here, based upon, again, the same structure that we were talking about. You see a massive consolidation and an expansion, retracement, then liquidity building, a high, liquidity building on the lower time frame, a fake out, and then boom, a move to the upside here, coming back down towards the lows. I hope that Axie Infinity will come down. We will see. We will find out in a second here. If it starts breaking above the $8.2, then I might be looking for an earlier trade somewhat in this range right here to look for further continuation. But that all depends if we start breaking above here. I hope that Axie can drop, you know, a couple percent here still for us to get towards these entries right here at 7.41.84. And then my stop loss is going to be at 7.2209 to the value area low of that range. And also, of course, the low that created that beautiful expansion, taking out multiple previous highs right there, which is, in my opinion, important to mention because of this low. We saw that move, right? That's why when price comes back towards that low, you know, that's usually one of the better entries right there. And especially if this aligns with the volume profile as well here, including a nice gap fill and including taking out previous liquidity below, right? So you hit these stop losses, we get into our entry, you get into an entry and most people get stopped out. That's always the better end of the stick, you could say. And then we can look for that continuation right here. So Harmony one could be very soon. Axie Infinity looking very, very nice. Shiba Inu is on our radar right here. Then one setup I'm interested in for you guys as well is on the higher time frame, which I think we should not neglect. And that is Bnk, okay? Bnk right now, again, this is on the daily time frame though. So this is not for this stream, but I still wanted to share this with you guys. Is that, you know, we beautifully bounced back from like a weekly support here. And we now are breaking these internal highs as well right there. And the way we're setting up here, this doesn't look like just a sell-off right here. This looks more like we're compressing heavily right now. And it's just going to be a matter of time before we're looking for an expansion. Well, then the best place to be or to position yourself is obviously to start looking at this particular entry at around 11.97 to then look for further continuation here. Because if you take that entry and it goes up and it breaks out to the top of that range, do take into consideration that's a 200% move to the upside here. And if Total 3 truly decides to close above the overall resistance here, above that weekly confirmation, and you know Bitcoin makes that retracement, or the Bitcoin dominance is flipping bearish, then Bnk could be one of these, you know, higher time frame setups that is just going to go bananas again. And the way we are actually, you know, building this stuff up here is just super interesting here. Okay. Beautiful. So Bnk, yeah, keep a close eye on Bnk here. But again, this is not a futures trade or whatsoever. This is just for some accumulation purposes. I think that we are still down roughly around 66% from the initial highs here. When the Binance, you know, release came, of course, we dropped it heavily. It's still a 66% decrease from that high right now back towards your entry. So you're getting Bnk for a 60% discount. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, right? So that's Bnk right here. That's definitely something to look at on the higher time frame, just as an extra confirmation. Then another one I have for you guys, okay? We're going to add them all to the watch list already beforehand, and then we're going to talk later on. You know, we're going to go through some charts from you guys as well. I think that's also a necessity here to see what we can find today. Okay, our bias is at least clear for now. Cardano is looking interesting, and Cardano right now is setting up for something. We have seen Cardano coming back down towards that daily high, so that previous daily, not the previous daily high, but this high here. Okay, this was a key weekly level that we had to break, which was sitting at around 45.829. From there, we started to come down. Boom, we broke out, pushed back, and now we have kind of a successful retest, flipping that into support. That's a great sign. That's the daily. Now going to the 1 hour chart here, what we have been doing on the hourly chart is, first of all, we came towards that daily or weekly level. We created a typical momentum shift, right? Where you create a higher high, a higher low. So lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now it's safe for investments. Now it's safe for trade setups, in my opinion. Now you have the probability kind of in your favor here when looking for longs, of course, when the sentiment is there. The way to look at it right now is that, okay, that momentum shift has now surpassed us. This seems like a great weekly bounce. Now we can start thinking about, okay, yeah, this range was a rejection, fantastic. But ever since that rejection here, we have been coming down around 15%. Now, in the meantime, while we have been coming down 15%, we came back towards the value area high of this range. And at the same time, we are now seeing that we're building these, that liquidity to the upside as well here. So what I want to see now is the following. When coming to the 15-minute or 30-minute, I want to see first this high getting broken right here. So I want to see us breaking the 54.9 cents. We're now at 54.2. Breaking that high, and then looking for a pullback, then looking for a continuation to the upside right there. Okay, something in that manner is what I'm looking for, what I'm interested in right here. Breaking the high, creating a higher low, and then looking for a higher high continuation here, which could then bring us back towards this range. And we use the same trick. Okay, it's an old trick in the books. which is then the fixed return profile again. And then we have the point of control sitting at 53.766, which is right here. And then I'm interested in a trade setup like this, literally like that. And then I want to see us getting at least up towards, I need to see, yeah, this zone right here, the 57.685, leading into a nice 3-to-1 on your money right here. All right, beautiful. So that's what we're looking for Cardano as well. So we have a bunch of setups here that we cannot neglect here for now. One of them that I still want to look at is Shiba, number one. We talked about Shiba Inu. Rose is going and leaving us, unfortunately, behind. Gala, still waiting for Gala. ICP, still waiting for ICP. We can keep this one. Link is done. Phantom broke out. Okay, so yeah, we have AXS by far. Definitely don't want to neglect this one. Potentially not going to be today. We have though Harmony 1 could be today. Harmony 1 could definitely be a trade that we can take today here. That's the one we are interested in. Then we have Shiba Inu as well here as Rune. Still waiting for Rune as well for the continuation. Okay, fantastic. Yes, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, wait for the confirmation. Of course, we're gonna see how this one plays out in the very short term. Let's also look at a couple of your beautiful setups right now, or charts that you want me to cover. Overall, it seems clear to me that the Tether dominance is slowing down here, and that Bitcoin right now at this particular moment is starting to come up. So we're pushing up here. Major resistance is still going to be at 43.4k. So do take that in consideration, but we all knew this already. That's like the key level that we're looking for. Same as that liquidity that's been built up right here as well. That's this particular level right here, okay? This particular high that we really need to break. But if you break that, you know, I don't see a reason why we would not come towards the 44.6 from there. So far, like we talked yesterday, bias is the same here. Let me quickly get my remote real quick. My air conditioning remote here. It's getting pretty hot here. Maybe it's the market. Give me one moment. That's better. Okay. So let's see what we have here in the chat. We had 70,000 Discord community. Congratulations. Crypto News says a full 70,000 folks. Well done indeed. Maurice says amazing. Congrats for the 70,000. Is that really the case here? I have not even seen it. Okay, if that's the case, fantastic, guys. I have to confirm this though. But beautiful. Yes, man. Our Discord is absolutely exploding. Before we continue into your charts, by the way, I completely forgot it. I have to show some love here to our winners of today here. Okay, we have Waywander. He's always in the chat on YouTube, always watching. Amazing to see you, my friend. Congratulations. Beautiful short, by the way. We have Gastud. Absolutely crushed it. Longs and shorts as well here, okay? So one more time, like we said before, the best scenario would be if you gather a couple of long setups and you gather a couple of short setups, and then based upon the Tether dominance and the confirmations, you pick what you can get, if that makes sense here. So you're always, you know, a little bit, you know, one step, you're not one step behind when the market tends to shift, and you not have been looking at any other setups that, you know, potentially were interesting here. So you can keep that activity when looking and charting and marking out your daily watch list or whatever the case may be here. But Bitcoin is moving here, so this is getting interesting. Okay, but quickly, man, Gastud amazing. Ricardo, nice one, my man. On Xai, we talked about Xai yesterday. Cowboy, as always, Cowboy is absolutely crushing it. Vicky, I closed half at break even and hovered it around entry too long, but got my parcels now. Amazing, 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 amazing. If you're interested in joining our community here, actually, You should just join our community. We're winning. We're winning hard here, so get in. And we talk about also our daily YouTube setups, especially when some of these setups are playing out here, and everything that you need to know, of course. Very important. Okay. Couple charts here that we can look at from you guys here. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. We have An says I make all of my money on poop coins. Me too. I bought Grumpy Cat. It went 5x in a day or two. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun. Dre says Chili's. Okay, let's look at Chili's, my friend. If the Bitcoin dominance is coming down and the Bitcoin price is also dumping, can we enter into a long position on altcoins? That depends on the Tether dominance. So if the Tether dominance is coming down and the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, then altcoins is the way to go. Then go all in on altcoins. So it's mainly looking at the Tether dominance and the Bitcoin dominance. It's a combination of that can help you with understanding where the market is going into. Then you can always look at where Bitcoin is at. But you know, that's secondary. It's very important though, but it's secondary. The Tether dominance and the Bitcoin dominance is what matters, in my opinion, the most. Let's start with Chili's then. Okay. Yeah, weekly breakout. That's key. So we have this level marked up here at the 9241. Okay, we have this week's breakout right now. This is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to tell you this already here. If we start closing around here, let's say, this is where we close this daily candle. And the next candle comes down and it flips it. I am willing to take a trade here when the momentum is with us, when the Tether dominance is breaking down in our favor, of course. I am willing to then start looking at a long position and put my stop loss under the previous wick of the current of tomorrow's candle. So let's say you open a candle, you flip bearish and you flip them. You open bearish and you flip bullish. The wick is my stop loss, if that makes sense here. So my stop loss is below that wick and my entry is at that flip. I've seen many of these scenarios where you break above a weekly, you then close a daily candle above the weekly, and then you look for further continuation, and you can see clearly that we have a lot more potential to come back towards this range here due to the fact that we have still a major gap to fill. But it depends on this next candle. That's scenario number one for Chili's. Right now, stick on the higher time frame for this one. Why? Because you just broke above a weekly resistance. That's the main reason. Because we just broke above it, the only thing that you have to do here is just to go into the daily. And you can take a day trade on the daily, for instance, okay? Remove all the noise here. That's the confirmation. And that could lead you directly to the 12 cents right here, which is, in my opinion, an interesting level to look at, okay? But it all depends on the wick, on the previous wick, and how big the wick is. The bigger the wick, the lower the actual, the lower your risk to reward. So that's the downside of the daily time frame, right? But it depends on the wick. If the wick is small, it's worth it. It's worth it to take it, especially if you have a minimum of 4-to-1 on your money, because then it's easy money, especially when it flips and you're in that momentum already after that breakout. So amazing. I like it a lot here. Great that we're breaking out. This looks like a reversal play, and this looks like we're getting there. So number one is that daily flip. Secondary is just a simple retest towards the 94.1, then looking for that continuation to the upside. These are kind of the highest probability trade setups that you can find, that you can still find now, but in a couple of weeks, most of these weekly breakouts have been done already, especially from the bottom. So it gets harder and harder to take advantage of these weekly flips, where you turn that resistance into support. So my suggestion is really, truly to take advantage of it now, because I'm going to be honest with you, you're gonna miss out. It's going to be a matter of time before, you know, we have been breaking out of all these major highs already, and, you know, breaking above all these key weekly levels. And then we have to, you know, start fine tuning this level right here and wait for that next big weekly level to break, which can still take a while. I mean, this is a move of around 50% here. You know, it could go quick. Anyways, it's important to mention that, you know, you want to get in when you flip this, because you're going to turn this into major support very quickly, especially if you have a weekly candle closure above it. Super powerful, man. So highlight this one. And, you know, you can set the limit order, whatever the case may be. You know, these weekly levels that you break can flip into support quickly. And, you know, barely that you actually start coming below it if you close above it. That's the key confirmation, if you close above it. So yeah, we have to still see how that goes here. But any retest is fantastic here, because you're going to turn this into support. And on the weekly time frame, it's extremely powerful. So for buyers, same thing, right? That's the best buying opportunity, because you're right away in that momentum shift when breaking out here. Can you look at 5? Let's see what else we have in the chat here. Space, Boy and Kitty, BNB. How did you manage to escape your longest break-even trade for years? Because I'm in that situation as well. So I'm gonna tell you my story, okay? I'm not gonna tell you just like a generalized story. I tell you what my story was. My problem was that I was just lacking consistency from a mindset perspective. I was truly lacking. I was just not taking it serious enough. That's just the reality. I was just playing around. I was treating it like I was playing a video game. I was treating it like I was playing Call of Duty or something like that, where, you know, I just turn on my charts, I do some scrolling, I'm doing some charting, boom, some places here, some trades there, blah, 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 and that's it. Sometimes I took trades against my rules for fun. That was the main reason why I was lacking so much. And I had the skills, I had the capabilities, I had the knowledge, but I couldn't turn profitable for some reason. It took me literally 3.5 years of struggling before I became profitable. 3.5 years. And I'm talking about trading every single day. Like trying truly to learn the game, master the game every single day. And then 3.5 years just losing, break even, losing, break even. What made the difference for me was, number one, my risk management from a technical standpoint. Number two, my mindset. Taking it absolutely serious and don't treat it like a game, because it's not a game. And understand, you know, risk to rewards better, and understand how to understand sentiment. Okay, so when it comes down to actual technicals, you know, like we did with Forex, you know, we had these massive Forex streams, trading live Forex, hundreds of trades live, so nobody can tell me shit. The biggest difference for me was understanding the money flow, the correlations, understanding why something moves up and not regularly moving up. So for example, just imagine you just looking at this chart right now and just trading that chart without having any understanding of what the sentiment in the market is like. I would be missing out significantly. So therefore, I'm really not a big fan of just looking at one chart and one chart only to make my trading decisions. I have to understand more data. I have to see and look more charts in order for me to understand what we're looking for. And the good thing about crypto is that it's even easier than Forex in that matter, to understand the sentiment, to understand what the current bias is and the way, you know, we're setting up for longs or shorts in the market. There are a couple really good indications that could lead into, you know, liquidity, measurements, a level 2 data, then the Tether dominance, you know, the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's really good to see what the overall market is doing here. And it is because you can track every single penny in this market. That's the beautiful thing about blockchain here. Everything is tracked. We know $1.7 trillion right now is in this whole ecosystem. So if you can track that and you understand the sentiment, this is where you gain your edge here. So understanding sentiment is also a big factor, and I can go on and on and on. But, you know, over time, you're going to be so sick of yourself that you're either going to quit or you're going to make it happen. So it's up to you for this year, you know, what you decide to do here for yourself as well. We were looking at another one, by the way. We were looking at Arbitrum. Okay, a lot of questions here. Fantastic, though. Arbitrum first. Let's go Arbitrum. And there are no excuses in crypto, by the way. You have literally hundreds and hundreds of setups to look for every single day. Okay, so no excuses here whatsoever. I don't recommend you to start out with hundreds of pairs. But once you get the hang of it, it gets very beneficial. I can tell you that already. Okay. Arbitrum right now closed above. I need to look at spot real quick. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. So, yeah, daily level and a weekly level. The weekly level is at 17.288. Daily is at 201.237. We're holding above it. 1 hour chart here. Nice formation, nice expansion. So like a double bottom here, like an M formation here. Then you take the swing low, which is the double bottom, to the swing high, which is the M formation. And you look at the 50%. The 50% is directly related to the previous highs here, which is that daily level. So you're going to find a lot of support at 201.37. Which is the daily level here. And I do think it aligns extremely well with the 50% Fibonacci. Not the 50%, sorry, the equilibrium. It's not the Fibonacci, but the equilibrium right here. Tapping into that zone. Then we're going to go internal. 15-minute and so on and so on. So this is the low, this is the high. Took out this high, beautiful expansion. Built up that liquidity. We manipulated the lows right now. So the liquidity has been taken out. Now we're trying to come, yeah, we tapped into this low, which was a beautiful entry. This particular low right here, fantastic. Now that has surpassed us. Now we need to break above the 201.5897. And then what we can do is we can always look for a retracement to the downside here, which is going to be a fill up of that gap at 209.1. So 209, let's say. Right here, something like this is what I'm looking for Arbitrum. Tether dominance is weak, so the confirmation is still there. We're trying to hold on here, but Bitcoin is what matters right now the most. And the Bitcoin dominance is already, it pushed up here, but it's just not looking strong enough, which is good. Which is a good thing for us right here. So Arbitrum break above the 215.897. And then the 209.231 here. Right there. Okay. Yeah, very nice. Very clean as well. I like it. Because this high is still a realistic target here. Back to the highs here. At around 2.4. SNX top-down analysis 1 week to 15 minutes. So SNX right here. What's the market cap of SNX right now? We're sitting at around $1 billion. Didn't they bridge their initial chain? Anyways, let's look at the chart. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. So low right here, 3318. Very, very clean reaction to the upside right here. Yeah, this is beautiful. I understand that you maybe do not want to enter from a daily level because then your stop loss is maybe a little bit too big. But it is the safest entry right here. Back towards this high right there. It is, in my opinion, the safest entry right now at the moment. Why? Because you have these two major zones sitting, holding at, you know, support here. Why you came above it. And you literally created this high, and you flipped it into support. And you're now looking at internal breaks to the upside here. But that's a daily. So it's a bit, you know, we're not a big fan unless it's for, you know, some purposes. I do like it though if you come back. But it's not going to be today, of course. Unless you dump right now another 4%. But that's where it starts, at least, in my opinion. We have to fill up that gap. Unless we flip this daily candle bullish and we close this candle bullish. That means that we close it in some sort of doji formation. So very, yeah, let's say, you know, this type of candle right here. If you close this candle like this, then I might be interested in looking at the lower time frame for longs already. But we'll see in a second here. Overall, the way it's coming down, yeah, not much. It's just we're building. Fantastic. We're building that major trend here. We need to start breaking above this high then. That's where you see that daily flip, that bullish that we're just talking about here. It happens when you break the 3.616. That's not happening right now. It seems that we might be still pushing lower. And we're still getting rejected here, but we're going to find out. But if you like day trade, if you like this higher time frame, let's say, then this might be a potential fantastic opportunity for yourself right here. Okay, pushing it in, and then looking for another continuation to the upside right there. All right. Otherwise, should we be looking in the tether dominance to break through the 5.75% resistance level for long entries? My man. Yes. Mariana says CRV. Hey, we talked about CRV as well here. We're still above it. We're still above that zone. Yeah, we talked about this zone. Yeah, I remember. We're right in it right now, actually. Right in that zone. We are right in that zone. It's holding up. It's holding up okay. It's holding up decent here. Why? This was that nice expansion. And this is that pullback. We have seen a pullback right now. Like an 11% drop. It's a start of something beautiful. So yeah, nice overall. Entries though. That was a target 557.7. Yeah, it could have been that this was the entry indeed. You could see it already. This was the entry right here. You could say right there. Okay, the reason why was because of this particular this low retracement, higher high, swiping, taking out major liquidity, and then boom. Where most people get stopped out, you enter. Now you're kind of forced to wait to come up here. So you're forced to wait to break the highs. Because I do not see a direct entry at this particular moment. I mean, it's possible. You have that gap fill. You took out the low here, or the previous high here. So it is potential. There is potential. What's the stop loss? 0.9%. Yeah, it could be. It could be here. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? If this comes down live, we're gonna potentially look at it live here. And if it's a nice trade, we take it. That's what we're gonna do. We take it live. That's it. It is interesting though. From that initial zone, we held up beautifully here. So that zone was marked out fantastically. Now we're building that compression. I do like how we're building that structure and how most people get stopped out here. And now we're gonna try to gain that momentum here. So it's there is a possibility. I'm gonna add this one to the list. But the idea will be if we're like upstream, a higher high and a higher low, and then continuation to the upside. That's kind of like the initial case we were looking for. But who knows? This could be interesting. We keep it open for now. Let's see what we have here. Sui. Can you look at Pavel, my man? What's happening, brother? Good to see you. Crypto Noob, GOMLRMOVRPOWR. Okay. They were like brothers or something. Let's do it. Let's look at Sui first. Yeah, I was looking for that. Oh yeah, that push down. We never saw that push to that range. We came up right away. Okay, we never came down. We never retraced. There we go. We're getting that rejection here. To be honest, this looks more like a dump or a potential short opportunity. This is if you look on the daily, this is just even look at the weekly time frame here. I don't have to explain what you're seeing right now. That you swipe these highs here, you're probably in some sort of area of supply. I can actually confirm this for you right now. Why not? Let's look at Sui on Binance. Yeah, okay. So you're practically at the top of that initial range right here. Okay, so you're getting rejected there. You took out the highs there. Now you're kind of flipping bearish. If you see a weekly candle flip bearish, it's usually not a good sign, and that's definitely not where you want to enter a long position. Okay, absolutely. Definitely not where you want to look for long positions right now at this particular moment, unless you flip it bullish and you close above it. That's a different story. For now, this is definitely not something that you want to look for longs here. This is actually starting to look weaker and weaker. So Sui might be one of these that are going to just come down after a serious retracement or a serious continuation up of 80% here over the last 7 days. To take that in consideration, we're talking, let's say, yeah, 7 days right now, 85% here. So obviously right now that high is taken out here, this is where a lot of guys are going to take profits. And you don't want to be stuck when these guys are getting out right here. Okay, I understand it's also a $1.4 billion market cap. So there are a lot of big players here in this project. This might be a perfect moment for them to unleash their bags and start accumulating at lower levels again. So therefore, I highly recommend you to be careful with Sui right now if you want to look for long positions. Even better, wait for this low to be taken out here, because then you are looking at a serious flip. Okay, you start breaking this range, And in my opinion, then you can leverage this previous range right here. I will highlight this one for you right now. There we go. As resistance. So the previous price action can be used as a resistance indication. So for example, when you break this down and you come back up here, then you will see potentially roughly here being the point of control. That's what I think. Could be wrong, but let's see. Okay, it's a value area high. The value area high was around this level here. Well, that's even better. Okay, so if you then break down and you push up here, you come back towards the point of control and you can flip this right away into a continuation short opportunity. So even when the market is bullish here, I think that, you know, regardless, there is a big chance that people will sell off their backs here at this current moment in price to accumulate lower. So therefore, yeah, keep a close eye on it. Is this my favorite opportunity? I'm not a huge fan here, especially because this is kind of like a continuation play. But if you break below the value area low here, which is sitting right there, you push back into that high, and then you come down. Yeah, then you have definitely some continuation possibilities here. And what I mean with possibilities, well, just go to the weekly time frame and just look at this gap here, this massive gap that we have been building between the 94.426 and the 124814. That is a 25% dump. So set yourself up for shorts, be patient with your execution, and you can get into amazing entries here. Definitely the case here, absolutely. Hi Lorenzo, so I'm getting past the point that I think I'm now break even most of the time, but I have little pushes into being profitable, and then I pause there for a while, like a chart, but not in drawdown very often anymore. So big improvement. Whoa, whoa, Vicky, I've seen your growth in the charts, like it's incredible. So I think for you, it just requires a little bit more time and a little bit more maybe focus. There are of course a lot of things maybe that we don't know that you can improve, but the potential is there. Okay, you have the potential. I can see it in the charts already. All right, Sui, we talked about here. We have the crypto noob coming with a couple more GLMR. All right, let's go to GLMR first. Our favorite Moonbeam. Okay. This was man, this was so interesting last run when it launched here. It never had really truly the chance to flourish in that manner, but it had a lot of potential. The project and the people behind it are still extremely bullish on the project in general here. But yeah, let's go to Moonbeam here. Yeah, this looks amazing. This looks great. This looks beautiful. We came down here. We tapped in towards this particular low. Okay. Oh, this is nice. We swiped into it. We came down one more time. We had that wick fill. So we pushed up and we came down. So the wick fill has been completed. So there's nothing to look for anymore here. This is now filled. This is now done. So the way it's setting up, in my opinion, is leading more toward bullish momentum. They have that shift. You recognize this pattern, guys? You see it a lot here. I want you to pay attention to these type of patterns in the market. You want to look for this pattern. You could say it's like a W formation or a higher low formation after a sell-off, right? Something like that. But look for this pattern. Then look for that breakout, and then wait for that liquidity building. Just a tip. And trust me, these setups are everywhere, and you can benefit from it. So when taking the fixed run profile there, we are sitting at the point of control right here. Okay, that's good. And by the way, what I'm doing right now on stream, right? I'm constantly talking out loud, explaining what I'm seeing and stuff. For example, when you are doing your own analysis here, okay? Just when you're doing your own analysis and creating your own watch list, as a joke, okay? Just try it out. Start talking to yourself. Start talking out loud why you're doing what you're doing here. So you can hear if you're full of shit or not. You can listen to yourself if you're full of shit or not. But anyways, trust me, it really will help you because you give yourself that direct feedback while you're charting. And that's why, you know, I became a better trader by doing these hundreds of live streams, talking, explaining charts, because of the fact that I constantly had to do that. I constantly have to talk out loud. And trust me, try it out for yourself. Okay. So beautiful pushback. And this is a great, this is exactly the higher high that we're looking for. A higher high and a lower low. So a lower low, higher high, and then a higher low. And now initially a new higher high internally here. And now we have the point of control supporting that. We have the liquidity building. The sentiment is kind of supporting that as well. So this is looking good. Yeah. This might just be a breakout play, to be honest. So you really want to break above that key level. Yeah, this is a different story. So what I want to see here is the following. This trade has surpassed us right now, so this is done. You cannot force another trade here, in my opinion. So the only thing that you can look for is you can break out and flip this into support to look for further continuation to the upside. Yeah, that's just a breakout play. A breakout play, a pullback, and then a continuation to the upside right here. Something like that. I will drop in the comments the BlackRock wallet and point of reference. I don't know why it doesn't show the link. Maybe moderation settings. In any case, was a helpful tip, I think. I have a good one, Lorenzo. That would be nice. That would be good. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm not sure if it's possible in the chat though. But that makes sense. Dre says, that was just me. I sound crazy when I'm alone. My wife comes in like, who the fuck are you talking to? Yeah. Yeah. That's the story of my life, my friend. Story of my life. Ura says, or crypto is used mainly for criminal behavior, or is the fiat system wrong? It's funny that you say that, because yesterday we were actually looking at this video right here, and we created these shorts right now. We're dropping a lot of shorts on our channel. Absolutely amazing, everything is decentralized, and we know exactly what is happening from all fronts right here. 2 factors: mass corruption, number 1, mass control, number 2, because everything becomes public. Third, though, it could also result into freedom. Everything has its ups and downs here, but again, it's a beautiful statement from Larry Fink, and this proves one more time that nobody is truly talking about crypto at this particular moment. Everyone was for a while, but it's still a minority of people in this world here that are now focused on this currency market, on what's happening right here.
I see.
One thing about this though is I saw a comment about somebody that says most criminals use crypto. Then how will it eliminate corruption? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about here. If you truly understand the fiat system right now, and you truly understand how it's operating and how it's designed for us to fail and to take money from the poor and give it to the elite in many ways, talking about inflation, whatever the case may be here. talking about corruption on the highest level, tax, you name it. So, when talking about Bitcoin, we're talking about crypto. Yes, everything is traceable. Everything is on the blockchain. Everything is completely transparent. That's the whole point of the blockchain right here. It's not just to move money around here. The regulations will come into play. Sooner or later, it will be practically impossible to withdraw your money into fiat when things are glued together here. So again, when you understand the overall market and you understand how the actual money system is designed to fill, then understand that crypto is a blessing in many ways as well. And Larry Fink said that everything needs to be tokenized. Obviously, they have a plan with Bitcoin. They also have a mission. But again, I think it's a double-edged sword in Bitcoin, whereas in fiat, we do not stand a chance whatsoever. So yeah, in regards to corruption, put it in perspective. That's my opinion, right there. But yeah, let's do a couple more charts here. Okay, we need to look at it. The tether dominance is starting to slow down. The market overall is still relatively slow here. You can see this clearly happening right now on the 5-minute. We are preparing though for a bigger move within the next couple of hours, or 24 hours for sure. Right here during the midweek. Right now on a Wednesday, I think we're gonna see some serious move here. This is where we prepare. Okay. Let's see what we have. Sui. We talked about Sui, Super, USDT. Power. Yeah, we thought we were going over Power indeed. Let's talk about Power here. And let's see what happens with CRV as well at the same time. Power. Yeah. Okay. Not that good. Not that strong. Not what we want to see here. Maybe this confirmation will come though. We are looking at this daily level here. This is beautiful. Beautiful tap. We tapped into it constantly. So this proves once again that when you break above it, it's so easy to flip these higher time frame levels into support. These are one of the safest entries you can look for. Why? Because you dropped 70% over the last couple of days here. So for example, this was, from the top to the bottom right now, we're sitting at around 9 days and we dropped 70%. So when you're thinking about buying something, these are your buying opportunities right there. Power coming down 70%, coming back towards the previous weekly highs, the previous weekly levels right here. For us as traders right now though, we are kind of, dying out. So, I mean, it seems amazing, right? To just go long here right now. But the problem is that I think it's much more beneficial for us to start looking at a first initial expansion. So for example, at least give us that expansion that shows that we're back, that the volume is back, that, buyers are back into the market right here, and that we might be pushing up here to then look for a pullback, to then look for these type of entries here. That's something that I'm interested in, waiting for at least some sort of, breakout before looking at an actual long position here. But again, it is setting up very, very nicely. This could break out at any given moment right now. So yeah, pay very close attention, because this could lead into a beautiful trade opportunity, especially after a 70% drop here. All the buyers are shaken out right now, either by fear or by leverage. So we're waiting right now for this high to be broken, as this high created the lowest body closure below, sitting at around 36.5. But that's kind of the high that we're looking to break, to then look for a pullback, to then look for a continuation here. So then going back to the 30-minute, or yeah, 30-minute, yeah, the 30-minute chart. yeah, then this could be a nice opportunity. So something like this, path, boom, up, down, looking for that entry right here. That means an entry at yeah, it's beautiful. 2% stop loss, 37.08, stop loss at 36.29, and of course you target the mid range, you could say. The major resistance there at around 40, which is a 5-to-1 on your money, which is great confirmation, and a 70% drop. So this could turn into a beautiful setup. Beautiful setup. Power to the people. Let's look at people as well. Yeah, I'm gonna add this one actually, because this is actually something that you guys have to add to the watch list as well. This is a very nice setup. If you start breaking out, you pull back and you look for that further continuation right here. Especially after, you know, where we came from, bouncing off of a daily level. Nothing wrong with that, but we need that confirmation. All right, we are okay. We came there. We were looking for shorts, I remember. Oh, we actually got there. Did we? Yeah, we actually came to that zone. We sold off. This is where I would not look for longs right now. I mean, okay, let's see. Let's refresh here. I had an alert set there. So this is 3 point. Okay, we're right now at that zone. We have a higher high, higher low. The way this is getting pushed down is this doesn't make me happy, Martel. That's all I'm saying. It's just this, you know, these wicks that you see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks to the downside. Of course, coming from major sellers up in that region, all the way at the top of that range. This is where, of course, when people were trading this, for example. So take this to the day, take this to the weekly time frame. Whatever the case may be. This is where we broke out, right? So we had that breakout right here. And that was amazing. Beautiful. Then we shoot up roughly 500%. Then we came into that range. Of course, you know, the people that entering here, they're selling there. That's just regular static take profit points right here. If you come up and you enter on the weekly and you are in that position here, then you're going to take profit right there at the top. And you can see right now that they're kind of unloading their bags right here. So, you know, for that reason, I do not want to try to go against the hurry, against these big players here. That if they're trying to get rid of it, you know, where's the demand coming from? And I think we're still up too high from that expansion. It's still like a 250% range that I'm a little bit cautious to. So maybe we can start pushing down a little bit further and see if we can continue back towards this level right here, which is the 2712. I think this is where things get you know, a little bit more interesting right now. Coming back towards this particular range, breaking down, and then potentially looking for something like, you know, a further continuation. So, and then an actual breakout again, something like that. Back towards this range here, which I think is an amazing potential scenario. I think we're slightly too early. I think still this is even like another 25% dip, but it makes sense after a whatever 600% run in a very short period of time. I posted my ID on the VIP altcoins if you want to check it. As long as there's no porn like we had last time, then I'm joking. You're in the VIP, right? There we go. Okay, this is only 1 hour. That expansion, direct looking for further continuation using the point of, you're below the point of control now. You are below the point of control. Let me see real quick what to do one more time here. So the 1 hour. Also, the hourly chart has no bottom wick. And we still have Marton that gap below as well here. So again, if you want to take the trade, take the trade. It's important for you to do so, because don't let anyone else to tell you what to do here. You know, do take that into consideration. You have this range. I get it. You have a nice expansion. You have that retracement. But I think there are better charts out there right now that are looking similar, that are completely filled here, and that don't have these massive wicks from the top as well. So yeah, up to you, bro. But it's amazing. It's looking great, and that's exactly a setup that I'm looking for. So that consolidation, expansion, retracement, then coming back towards the like 70.5, 79 FIB. What you can do is what you said before, what you have marked out here. You wait for that confirmation, that higher high, where you see a really good impulse, and you trade the retracement. So thank you, man. Thank you for sharing. Really nice, really nice. Okay, let's do how long have we streaming already, man? Time flies here. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Wow. The Sinner says, is this stream daily? This stream is daily, except on a Thursday. I'm streaming Forex as well here. USDT dominance 5.74. Have you done XRP? No. Let me ask you a question, okay? Very important question here. Let me know in the chat what you think. Okay. So it's 2030, okay? 2030. And Ripple, XRP, whatever you want to call it, is still consolidating. What would you do? Let me know. Let me know in the chat here. Okay. Yeah, this is that low. Yeah, it's looking not so good. Oh man, XRP, man. Okay, you know what the thing is? There is like an XRP cult out there, and these guys are like big fan. Like they love XRP. They know that XRP is gonna be the next big thing. It's like it's secretly partners with the World Economic Forum. It's gonna take over. It's gonna be our new digital currency. Trillions of dollars are gonna flow in, and yes, that might be the case here. But again, once this is going to do a 10x, which I believe at some point it will, it's going to do a 10x. They're going to say, you see, I told you so. I told you so. Ripple did a 10x here. You should have joined. You should have believed in it. XRP for life. Bro, please. We just did 100x from a poop coin. What are you talking about? Lorenzo, when you're doing the normal Forex live streams again, I will be doing the same time as before. Me and my friend are waiting. We love the streams, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, Thursday, brother. Thursday, I will be back trading Forex live as well. Absolutely. So, okay. On a serious note right now, let's go back into XRP. So, obviously this high here still was a rejection point. There is just a lot of consolidation expansion. The best way to trade XRP though is to constantly wait for these ranges to be built and to trade these breakdowns. So for example, you have a nice area of consolidation, an expansion, and then a retracement. And you can see right here that retracement was the best entry. So from trading standpoints here, there are a lot of great opportunities still to find here on whatever chart possible. But in this case right here, you can see that that high, naked part of control was a perfect entry right here. Consolidation, expansion, retracement, and then a continuation to the downside right here. So what tends to happen a lot with XRP is that we trade from range to range. Bitcoin is similar, but Bitcoin is just a little bit more trending. There's a little bit more volume here. At this particular moment, you still have a range which is sitting right below. So what I try to do is I just highlight these type of ranges right here, and I show you right now, and I'll prove to you that this is the best way of trading it. Is you highlight all these ranges. Look at the point of control here. That's number one. Boom. There's your trade to the downside. Look at the point of control here. That's your trade to the downside. Now, because you're ranging and you're still trending up on the higher time frame, this low is such as equally important right here. Okay, so for that reason, the point of control, or maybe even the value area high, is a level to take in consideration. You can highlight the value area high here, or you can highlight also, for example, the point of control one more time. And the only thing that you wait for is for an internal reaction. So you react, internally you break a high, you create a higher low, and boom, that's your trade back towards the previous range. Most likely, because you're trending upwards on the weekly time frame, still you're building that upwards momentum still. You might be then taking out these lows here or these highs here as well, as it has some sort of steady growth, you could say. But overall, this is that expansion that you want to look for, or potentially coming down and then looking for that expansion right here. That's the way I would personally trade XRP. And the reason why is just because it's super clear that you trade from range to range over and over and over again. Anything in between, you should stay out of the market, especially when trading XRP. Look at this, the point of control of this range right here. Again, you see that? Over and over and over again. 1, came back. 2, came back. It broke the internal high. It gave you that confirmation. Higher low, trade. Came back, tapped into it. Lower low, lower high, trade. Gave you that confirmation. Now again, so it's a repeatable process with XRP, and yeah, take advantage of it. This could be great. Okay. How can I overcome FOMO? That's a great question. That's maybe the hardest question for people to learn here. Number one, in crypto, there are thousands of opportunities every single day. There are hundreds of cryptocurrencies, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands. At the same time, what we're looking for when feeling the fear of missing out, you should think about, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that I'm missing out here? Number one, it's ridiculous to have FOMO. Why? You enter too late. Secondary, your risk to reward is going to be much worse. So your long-term profitability from a proven standpoint will not work anymore. You decrease your profitability with, tens of percentages just by, being FOMO. and trying to act based upon FOMO is just a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. I can guarantee you, if you are a trader and you have tried setting your limit orders and you have tried entering a trade when the price is shooting up, pulling back, and stopping you out, I can guarantee you how many times now when trading limit orders or using limit orders, how many times were you actually, or did you have that advantage? Like, where you felt you woke up and you were in profit just by being patient. The beautiful thing about limit orders in general is that, you know, you can set multiple limit orders. And if these limit orders have like, you know, all the same, or if these type of trades have the same risk to reward. So for example, a 3-to-1, a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1 or whatever the case may be. And you set, you know, 3 orders. So let's think about this. You set 3 trades, limit. They all get activated. 1 plays out. Done. You break even. Very simple. So if you can find similar setups with similar risk to reward, then it's all about that continuation. Constantly putting in that effort in analyzing, placing multiple limit orders, 0.5 or 1% risk, and let's see what happens. Let's see which one plays out there. Then your risk management comes into play, right? If you are behind the charts when these limit orders play out, fantastic. Now you can manage your trade accordingly. Now you can cut your losses faster. You can accumulate and benefit of your winners, right? So there are many ways where you can actually start and continue here. Okay, a couple more charts here, guys, before we're heading out. Overall, we have so many things to look at so far. I think that this is definitely something to take consideration. The Bitcoin Volatility Index is shooting up. So the moment we break the 2.6, I think we're gonna have some volatility. That's what we're waiting for. And I do believe that could be the moment when the Tether dominance breaks down. And that could be the moment for you to, FOMO into the market. I'm joking. Okay. Waiting for the Simpson prediction. Yeah, Tether dominance is coming down here. All right. Couple more charts. We have so many more. Gavin Denta says ISO world takeover narrative. Domi Online, we call this one. All right. This is gonna be potentially a massive project, which I believe in. It's an MMORPG game that has been in development for a very long time. It's kind of similar to RuneScape, World of Warcraft. I don't know if you guys know it, probably. But then blockchain related, but actually, really solid. You should look into it. It's a very small market cap. It has a market cap of like 11, 12 million. It's very, very low. So it's on your own risk, obviously. But what they're going to do this month is they're going to release their game publicly. And it has been open already. It has been released, but for closed alpha. So only for people that were whitelisted and stuff. Now it finally will get released. I've seen the game. I've seen the fundamentals of this game. I understand the developers. I get their team. Like, I'm a big believer in a project like this here. And, this might be one of these investment opportunities to look for. Now, on the higher time frame, you have been pulling back. You're now beautifully at support here. So you're kind of at the lower range of this initial low. So this is that weekly resistance that you have here. You're flipping it into support right here. So this could by default also be an amazing, buying opportunity as well here. When you're pushing up, okay, we have the 0.08051. That's something to look at. That could be the next target. I mean, this is a 175% move already. So it's better to buy here than to wait for a breakout, in my opinion, for this project. But again, do your research. I'm just letting you guys know that we are now at a crucial level, and you know, you might be turning and flipping bullish. Could happen at any given moment, based upon the news release that's gonna come roughly in a couple of days here. I think it's gonna be a week or so. But it's a beautiful project. Usually don't give that much investment advice on this channel. It's more trading related. It's actually practically only trading related, but you know, sometimes here and there we drop some gems. Gavin says, I'm buying more Domi and I hope it goes down more to buy even more. That's it. Marton says, I remember someone also mentioned Domi online in the early investments channel, maybe the end of last year. Yeah, so we got in really early. If you break down that tether dominance, I don't think I will sleep tonight. That's it, my friend. Keep a close eye on it. And I'm happy that you guys are looking at it as well, because it is truly a game changer for the cryptocurrency market. So keep it up, keep it up. That's amazing. The Sinner says, I'm new to BitGat. Does somebody have a good tutorial about isolated 10x? I will release an exchange related video soon. The Sinner says, apparently I'm still in a BTC long. Can't remember when I placed the trade. Okay, when did you enter the trade? At what level? But yeah, that's gonna come here. Okay, also guys, if you're interested in joining our crypto VIP, actually you have to join our crypto VIP. It's a must. Okay, we're growing this community in a very rapid pace right now. We have the Signal channel, which is proven to be profitable with our man. We call him Terminator Tim. Okay, he's one of our crypto mentors right now. He's also taking or onboarding some clients right now as well. So congratulations, that's a major step forward. But Tim is an OG, okay? A great trader, you know, proven win rate, proven track records. Everything that we have been sharing right here in the Crypto Wins is tracked, okay? So the signals that Tim is giving, you know, it's just proven to be profitable. We're tracking every single trade we take right here, right now. You can join for free. This is your opportunity to join for free and finally change your life and get out of your 9 to 5 or whatever it is. You know, this is truly your moment. And I'm not trying to force you to take signals, but I can definitely recommend you to get familiar with what kind of value we're sharing here, including a free course that I've created, including an Asian session that we always do with Cowboy, you name it, many more things to come here. But the signals might be an interesting start for you to get familiar with the way we trade here, the way we are looking at the market and analyzing, because every single trade that's given in the signals is explained also, of course, in detail, understanding exactly why we take a trade. It's just as important as taking the trade as well. So I hope you learned something from it. What do you need to do here? You need to come and click on the link here in this video. You sign up with one of our exchanges here. Number one thing is you get into our Discord by default, all right? For the YouTube setups and everything that we do here, you know, when the market is on fire, there is some volatility, I can post all my setups that I'm talking about here, so I can keep you updated for everything that I do. Then secondary, what you need to do is you need to click on the instructions manual to join our crypto VIP. I literally have a video recorded for you to see what it is. You sign up with one of these exchanges, either BitGat, Bybit, Maxi, or Femix. Femix is coming. It's a no-way KYC solution. Very quick and easy. You can sign up and get started right away. BitGat is the one that Tim's is using for his signals. So if you want to have the perfect, precise entries, I recommend you to sign up with BitGat. You click on the link right here. This will lead you through, you know, the promo code where you can get up to an $8,000 deposit bonus. You make sure that you also put in your KYC1. You deposit $100, and voila, you give us your UID number, and we add you to the list. The only requirement is that you have some trade volume, and that you make sure you have $100 on your account. That's it. All right? We do not charge guys monthly for this VIP, which a lot of guys do. We don't do it. We have found a different way. In this case, you can decide to give your money for free to an exchange, or you can partially give it to us. Then it's a win-win situation. So it's up to you to decide here. All right? Beautiful. I'm going to do one more chart here. And then we're going to quickly go over the next possible outcome here for Bitcoin. Also for the altcoins right now, making sure that we're fully aligned here. And then we're going to back into tomorrow's stream as well. Okay. Let me see what we have here. One more chart. B.O.B. by Sean Salim, my man. Great to have you here, bro. Let's see where it is. B.O.B. spot. There we go. Zhang Alexander says BTC to 50k. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. For now, at least. I think altcoins have much more potential in the short term. Overall, I think that Bitcoin has to come down slightly more. But I think that first, we might be experiencing one more expansion before to the upside before that actually happens here. But yeah, that's definitely something that we are looking at. But I'm probably going to open new shorts at 44.6k, 45k for Bitcoin. Yesterday's stream, in the first 10 minutes of the stream, I talked about all the weekly levels, all the reasons why we will come down, most likely. Put all the confluences together. So if you want to have more information, it's pretty interesting. Okay. Bob here is getting rejected from the point of control. Yeah, once again, perfection, absolutely incredible. But, you know, this is spot, so you cannot, you know, short it right here. I would, yeah, this is good though. You hold it at daily support, you create internal highs, you react from it. You're setting up nicely. So yeah, for just buying opportunities, if you're accumulating here, this might be a great level to look for buys, in my opinion. Around the 2795. And the reason why is because you are dropping 75%. So is it 75% drop from the lows 1 month ago? So, you know, that's where you want to start accumulating if you believe in that particular project right here. Okay, I think that's it for about 5 minutes. All right, so one more time here. Okay, the Bitcoin dominance. I do think that there is a big chance that we're gonna flip bearish. So that means that altcoins are more favorable. And if the Tether dominance, like we talked about as well here, if the Tether dominance comes down, all right, let's go back to the Tether dominance one more time here. Then you're gonna see altcoins shooting up. And we are literally now at the verge of that particular breakdown here, okay? What we see right here is nothing more than what we call a Bart Simpson pattern with a high probability, by the way. Funny enough, but it's the reality. You are seeing that the top, and I think there is a big chance we are going to fill up that gap. We are going to come down toward this low here, especially if you start really breaking below the 5.74%. And if you close, let's say at least, you know, a 1 hour to potentially, you know, 2 hour candle below it, I think that will only increase the probability that we're gonna come down. If then the Bitcoin dominance comes down, altcoins are gonna rally. Short term, we're gonna see a move to the upside here. So therefore, take advantage of that momentum shift that you're gonna see here for the Tether dominance. If you miraculously hold above it, you know, then I would stay neutral unless we break and close above the 5.93%. So that's kind of your invalidation point for the Tether dominance right here, because that could change everything up. That could just lead into further continuation. Now we look at the Bitcoin chart itself one more time here. The Bitcoin chart right now, of course, we know from a weekly time frame here, we're not a big fan. But again, looking at the hourly chart here, this is setting up for one more push up here. The major resistance is right now at 42.4k. If you break this, you close above it, we're potentially going to head right away towards the 44.4, 44.6k very quickly. There could be a big move to the upside. From there, we can decide, okay, you know, is this a perfect moment to short, or do we have to wait for price to come towards the 45K, whatever the case may be? And is this a short, you know, continuation to the downside to take out that $1 billion, which is still sitting below the $40,000 right here? Okay, so something like that is interesting. So nothing has changed from yesterday's bias. I still remain bullish for now until proven otherwise. Okay, therefore we have to, you know, set ourselves up for, you know, for some nice setups here. I do have to acknowledge right now that based upon a couple of charts, I think that Power is an interesting one. CRV could be an interesting one here on the lower time frame. Harmony 1, like I said before, is very interesting. Arbitrum is interesting. Shiba Inu, like we said before, we want to see a little bit more downside for Shiba Inu. And then we had also, I remember, Cardano, which cannot be neglected as well here. So I'm going to keep you guys updated with that one. Also, this is definitely one for in the books. I think if we start push up here, this could be a very interesting setup to look at. Top of the list, Cardano right here. Okay, 53766. Stop loss at 52453. We would see that confirmation above first. So that high above and then higher low. Boom. Continuation upside right here. All right. That was it for today here again. Bitcoin overall consolidation here. So of course, not much has truly happened here. So we're waiting simply for Bitcoin to make that move here. But the Bitcoin Volatility Index is showing that we might be breaking out very, very soon. All right. If you guys want to have more information about the Volatility Index, I'm going to release a new video in our Discord as well soon, talking about the Volatility Index, because there is a lot of important data that I need to share still, and videos that I need to create for you guys in the VIP as well here, which are going to get released also. This is one of them. Okay. So thank you guys so much here. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you smash up that like button one more time. It's also important for you to place a comment. Not many people actually do it. I asked for it yesterday. Nobody did it except 2 of you guys here. Let me actually see who actually listened here yesterday and who actually placed a comment here, who actually showed some support right there. I think there were a few. Maria I've seen for sure. Maria Gonzalez, Ricardo, and Funbox. I appreciate you guys. For the rest, I watch you. I see you. All right. Hope to see you tonight, tomorrow once again. Thank you guys so much for today's session, and keep it up, fam. Have an amazing rest of your day. Okay. Looking forward to see you soon. Bye bye. See you. Bye bye. Have a good day.